Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be getting the rear lower control arms finally finished up for the Charger. So I have been waiting for some tabs from Send. They are finally here. So what I need to do before I take these lower control arms over to my house is I need to tack these tabs right here for the sway bar links, and then I have some tabs that I'm going to have go forward for the coilover mount. And big shout out to Send. If you haven't checked out the link in the description, it's just very convenient. Check it out if you need anything cut, composites, metal, things bent, etc. And then I will be able to take them up to Hayden in the fixtures. I'll probably add these coilover mounts to the fixture just in case I want to reproduce these lower control arms eventually if these kits turn into like this big thing. I really doubt it, but I don't want to have to go back and pull the lower control arms off my car after it's already running and driving. So let's get this done. And as you guys, if you guys haven't seen the video, I have the whole Junkyard now. Go check it out because I'm very excited about this. I still haven't brought anything down here yet, but it's gonna happen. I'm probably gonna do it after I paint the Durango, which is gonna happen in the next week or so. But yeah, let's get these lower control arms done. And then I also need to finish up the subframe. Both lower control arms are now out of the fixture, and I tacked in the sway bar end link mount. Probably didn't need to do this at this point because I'm going to put them back into the fixture for Hayden to weld them up. But now they're on there. I can test fit the sway bar, make sure the sway bar link isn't going to interfere with the axle, and then the coilover mount is going to be somewhere this way coming forward. So it'll be nice and strong. I'm going to use the shortest ears as possible, and then I won't have to worry about any strength issues because it's going to be nice and tied into this bar. And instead of being a fork, it's going to be, I mean, I probably could have the fork go on this side, but at this point I think we'll be okay. So let's take these home. I need to take these, I need to take a couple of the ears. So I have a bunch of different lengths that I had send me, and this is all chromoly. So now I could get those ears tacked in, and I'm gonna have my friend Chris bring his welder over so I don't have to lug my big Miller around. And you know, I drove the FC today, so it's impossible. I'm gonna bring a jack with me because I forgot that I need to bring a jack and these lower control arms and some ears. Now I have the lower control arms home as well as the grinder, the jack. What I'm gonna do is jack the Charger up, pull the wheels, pull the Trackhawk factory lower control arms off, stick these ones on, and then we can figure out where these tabs are gonna go for these coilover sleeves. So the Trackhawk factory ones, they're a fork, and these ones, why I went with them, it's easier to make a tab and then have it come up to this instead of trying to make one of these a fork, because all the ones that I found and that I was trying to get, they were all going to be steel, and I'd rather have them aluminum because it's a little bit lighter. I know it's not that much lighter, but I have saved weight on the lower control arm. I have saved weight on that. I have saved weight on the roof. I'm trying to save weight where I can, and it will add up. And it probably won't be that big a deal, but I'm trying to keep the car around like 4,800 pounds with me in it. So I weigh 230 pounds. I don't know if it's gonna happen. It might be 5,000, but we'll see what happens. Just finished tacking the tabs on the lower control arm, and as you can see, I think it came out really, really nice. So this holds the coilover in, and then this is for the sway bar end link. And I tried to go down further, but since BC changed this base, and I'm kind of glad that's thicker because there is the original one, that one wouldn't have had any issues, but I didn't want to have the tabs coming so far, and I really couldn't have them come any further forward because this would hit on that bar, and I kind of designed everything to work with that, and then BC sent me these, which it's the same part number, so I don't know what they're doing, but it works. So now I have these tabs tacked in. What I'm going to do is remove this lower control arm. I texted Hayden. He said that he could weld these up Monday, and we'll see if I'll be able to get the front subframe busted out by then. I was needing some cutoff wheels and some other miscellaneous supplies to get it finished up. But I also remembered that I need to add the sway bar to it. So I didn't think about that. And then I need to figure out the whole steering rack situation. So technically I could weld that stuff and I could just have Hayden weld the rest of the stuff, but we'll see what happens. I still need to get the lower control arm, the rear lower control arm mounts finished up, but let's get all this put back together. I'm really happy that the Charger is getting a little bit closer. We're almost done with the rear suspension. I mean, it has been a long road, but this is the only Charger on true rear coilovers. So all adjustable suspension now, really, really nice. So let's get all this stuff back off, get her back on the ground on the Trackhawk. And I was actually surprised at the weight difference. Once I'm finished, once I have Hayden weld them up and I have them powder coated, I want to weigh these because these things, they feel a lot lighter than the Trackhawk ones. Everything is in the truck. I need to head up to Fort Collins in the morning to see Hayden. He's gonna weld everything. So when I'm there, he's gonna bust out the lower control arms for the rear. And then I told him he can work on this and then I'll pick it up because he's gonna have to weld it. And then I'm gonna have to separate the fixture and then he can weld the rest of it. But when I do that, I'll bring a bunch of other stuff. So then I could tag stuff in with supports, but I wanna do it on the top. So it'll be a lot easier once it's out of the fixture. So really happy that these are ready to go and this is ready to go. I mean, this is a big step in the project. Got up to Hayden's shop. The traffic was crazy. It took me almost 4 hours to get up here, but he's gonna weld up the lower control arms. The fixture is here with the subframe, and they're working on a Corvette, but So Hayden just finished welding up the rear lower control arms and they're ready to powder coat. I'm leaving the front subframe with him so then I could come back and get it because it's just a lot of welding and he's not going to be able to finish it up today. I'm going to add the front sway bar after we get it out of the fixture, and then also we'll fill in that, and I'll also put some supporting brackets on these diff mounts and just kind of go from there. But he'll have this to just kind of work on as he can because he's working on a bunch of other stuff, this GTR, this Corvette, and yeah, I can't wait to finally get the front subframe in. Can't wait to, I'll have to bring the front lower control arms once I make those and he'll weld them, but I'm really happy that these are done because now I can finally set the coilover height and finally have the rear all set up. Just got back home. I'm really happy these are welded, but tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to blast them. I'll take the Heims off, the QA1 Heims, blast them, powder coat them, and then install them. I have a bunch of stuff that I have to install on the Charger. I needed to install the driver's side parking brake, brake pads. I have a brake pad hardware kit for the rear calipers. I have steel braided brake lines. Try to get all of this buttoned up. I do have one Trackhawk axle. I wanted to go aftermarket, but it looks like they're 8 months out, so I ordered another factory, I believe it's a driver's side Trackhawk factory rear axle, and you know, once that comes, I'll throw that in, but we'll have pretty much the whole rear buttoned up, which will be really nice because in the next video, I'll be able to finally set the ride height in the rear, which will be really, really nice. But I'm gonna end the video here. If you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, thumbs up, throw a comment below. As always, see you guys next time.